Welcome back to the Chicago League. Cam Smith, Gabe Ramirez, and the star power is heavy because we have the newest member of the Chicago Bulls joining us on the Chicago League. The 12th overall pick from last month's NBA draft. We have Noa Essengue from New Orleans, France.
Yes, sir.
I was told I was working on my French, so hopefully I passed with flying colors on the pronunciation of the hometown, Noah. So
yeah, that was really nice.
All right, Captain. I'm working on it. All right. So obviously it's been a big adjustment for you, not just from a basketball standpoint, but just from a life standpoint, adjusting to coming to America for the first time for yourself and being in Chicago. So how has life adjusted for you from the time that you've come over?
I mean, that's just like everything is really nice. Like you say, like on the court, but also off the court. I love the city. You got so many things to do. Like you got so many sports, so many like good spots for food. You got a big river. Like I go on the boat the other day. That was like amazing.
Nice.
Yeah, the river is great. You got to get out to the playpen. I know you guys have been out there around, but you've been busy practicing. I know Summer League is coming up. And, you know, you heard Billy Donovan III mention your defensive abilities. Do you feel like that's your strongest asset right now in the present?
Yeah, I think that's like my biggest weapon right now if I want to go on the court as soon as possible. You know, that's something like I work on, watch a lot of video about like other players, and yeah, that's my biggest weapon right now.
We know that when it comes to the NBA draft and you have the combine and the workouts and how wild it can be, especially just how you're on in a whirlwind for yourself. But when it comes to the Bulls and the communication with them leading up to the draft, how was that for you as we get a look at some of your highlights? How was that whirlwind for you, Noah, when it comes to just, you know, the communication from the Bulls leading up to the NBA draft and when they brought you in for the workout?
Mean, that was really nice. You know, we talked a lot before the draft, a lot of call, video, and all that. Yeah, I was just like, you know, the night they called me, I'm be part of Chicago Bulls. That's just like an amazing feeling. I was with my whole family, and you know, just be part of like this amazing franchise. That's like a really nice feeling.
Of course, being a member of the Chicago Bulls,
for sure. That's like
a lot of weight,
one of the mythical franchise.
Of course, I'm
go.
from Chicago. Cass from Chicago. We love the Bulls more than anything else, so we understand that completely. Now, another member of the Bulls, another young guy, 𝗵𝗁 𝗠𝗶𝗹. Seems like for me, when I saw him meet you, show you around, got to feel good to have a guy like 𝗵𝗁 right there to kind of be under your wing, like, or be you're under his wing.
Yeah, that's really nice. You know, we got the same goal, just getting better every day. And like you say, he's pretty young, so we got like the same mindset. And I love the way he play. He can do everything on the court, like shooting, dribble, attack the rim, play defense. So that's a little bit like a role model for me. It's like, so that's gonna be cool to be part of. Close to him every day.
Yeah. All right, let's get it back to just the origin story. I'm always big on that, just knowing what the upbringing was for you, especially when it comes to basketball in a great country like France, because we've seen it recently in terms of the amount of French talent that has come from the country and really has taken the NBA by storm. If you go back to a couple of years ago with Victor Wembanyama, #1 overall pick, even last year, 𝗵𝗂 Hi𝗁𝗍, and you have Alex Sarr following him going 2nd overall. So when it comes to, for you, inspirations of coming up and playing basketball, who were those inspirations in France or just worldwide?
I would say growing up, I love watching 𝗵𝗂. Yes, that was like one of my favorite players because, yeah, like I said, he can do everything on the court, play defense. And, you know, he's like a little bit fancy on the court. He loves all the dribble, his nice stuff. So, yeah, I would say, like, that was my main option. But, of course, like, in Europe, I love, like, 𝗫𝗫nice 𝗫𝗫 because that's the same, like, he just dominating the NBA right now. And the way he plays, that's, like, just amazing.
So you mentioned PG, you mentioned Giannis, and in a lot of your highlights, I see you running the point on the fast break. Is that something you enjoy to do, to kind of push the pace and be able to distribute the ball like that?
Yeah, I think that's like one of my most effective points right now. You know, just running courts, play fast break, play open courts. That's like one of them. I can make the most points right now, so I love to do it. Share the ball with my teammate, gonna make some dunks. That's always cool.
I tell people, Cam, people are sleeping on his passing abilities.
Yeah,
I've been telling everybody.
Parts of your game.
I've been like, hey, Noah can pass the ball. Like that, you know, you see his above the rim play. We know you're fast and can run the court, but that's something that's going to help this team because they're playing so upbeat.
And do you feel that passing is one of the underrated parts of your game? Because people, when they look at your comps or they just see the highlights of you, it's a lot of defensive highlights, but is passing and ball handling one of the underrated parts of your game that you think Chicago Bulls fans will be surprised by?
Yeah, I think they're going to discover everything, a lot of things about me, you know, on the court. They don't see me really because I'm from Europe, but that's going to be fun to show everything.
I love the confidence right there. You hear that confidence right there from Noah? Love to hear that for sure. For a guy 6'10" that can be able to move and definitely handle the basketball. And I brought up in the previous answer we were discussing the conversation when it comes to just the talent from France. And when you look towards the 2028 Olympics. There's going to be a lot of names on that Olympic roster from France, and I know you're going to try and compete for one of those spots. But what does it say about France and the talent that's there when it comes to on the court and how the growth of the game has really impacted the country?
I mean, yeah, that's like a pleasure to just represent my country. I think that's the same for everybody. When we on the court, if we're on the same team, we just love it. If we against soldiers, that's just like compete like against everybody. But yeah, like that's always a goal to like, go in the summer, play everybody together, play against national team. That's going to be cool. That's always cool.
All right, so Noah is not just at Wright Field to join us on the Chicago Lead. He's throwing out the first pitch at today's White Sox game against the Blue Jays. So, I mean, I know you're a versatile athlete, but have you ever thrown baseball, played baseball, anything? Have you gotten any practice throws in?
He's going to do a two-handed chest pass.
That's going to be my first time. But, I'm confident. I play basketball, so I can do it.
And you say you can pass the basketball on the court, but, baseball, basketball, a couple of different,
But they're smaller, so that's going to be easier normally.
Just don't pull the 𝗏𝗏 that we saw over the weekend over at Wrigley Field. Please don't do that. I know you'll be a lot better than 𝗏𝗏.
All right, no, we have some questions from our fans that have been wanting to talk to you. So the first one is from TFG on Twitter, or X as they're calling it now. It says, what would you say is the biggest improvement areas of your game are? Is it ball handling or, ball handling or your jump shot? Which do you think is better right there?
I would say more my ball handling. Yeah, that's something who can help me like on every aspect of my game. Go to my jump. So I would say ball handling.
All right, let's go to the next question that we got from our fans that wants to get this answer from Noah. It's from 1193. What is something you learned from European Bundesliga basketball that can give you an advantage over U.S. players?
I would say the biggest things like, you play against players who already play in NBA, playing EuroLeague, playing at highest level. So you always need to be like 100% focused, never give up. Sometimes we don't like by 20 and we just will come back. So, yeah, just never give up.
Staying focused.
Yeah,
right. Being in the game the whole time. Right, playing at a high level in whatever respective country. All right, last question we got for you. This is from 𝗏𝗏. He wants to know why you chose the number 24.
Normally, I'm number 12.
Okay.
Like, I get picked number 12, so I just come into that's 24. And also, for Kobe, and I love this mentality and all that.
Love that Mamba mentality right there.
Sir.
12th overall pick, Noa Essengue. Love the confidence from this young man. And you can watch him, 𝗏𝗏 𝗟𝗏 and the rest of the Bulls in Las Vegas on Friday when they kick off their first game of the Vegas Summer League. But Noah, we appreciate the time, my man.
Thank you. I appreciate you, my boy.
Definitely. All right. We got more of the Chicago League coming back. Let me dap my man up really